now watching a Lamar's Entertainment production.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only, the original, cannot be duplicated. I'm your boy Lamar, and welcome to Reality Check. This is a podcast where we sometimes come on here and we have to check ourselves. A lot of us live in denial. You know what I'm saying? And we're not living in our own actually reality. So I'm going to be on here talking about some things about myself, what I've experienced in life as far as dating and my surroundings. So today's topic is what my atmosphere looks like. Okay. Before I get started, make sure you guys go to my YouTube page if you haven't already. Make sure you like. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick so you guys know exactly where to go to. Um, there you go. So you have to type it in exactly like that. LE, capital L, capital E, capital S, and studios with the little apostrophe at the top. Make sure you guys go on there, like, comment, and subscribe or whatever, and there will be more of these videos coming on here. And when you subscribe, make sure you also hit the notification bell so you will never miss a show, anything that I do on YouTube, whether it's this podcast or something else. You will never miss a beat. Okay. Also, these clips, I'm gonna put clips of the shows on, of course, TikTok. TikTok is where this is another platform where I'll be doing my thing, y'all. I have a whole lot of followers. So what I'm trying to do now is get my YouTube page up. So you guys that are watching this right now on TikTok, please, if you will, go subscribe to my YouTube page as well. It's free to subscribe, no charge for you. So just get on there. It's just for entertainment or whatever. We're trying to get those numbers up, honey. Yes. All right. I hope you guys are doing well on this Sunday morning. It's actually 6:17 and I am up, honey. Had a good meal last night, I did. But anyway, let's jump into the situation. What my atmosphere looks like. Let me see. I suppose we've been having it down there. Child, hold on. Okay. Put this on here real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. So first thing I want to talk about is my surroundings. What surrounds me and what I think about it. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think about what surrounds me. The people that surround me, it's kind of like it's not a. I'm not gonna say everybody. I have good friends. I do have good friends. But there's certain people that surrounds me, honey. That's kind of like old and I ain't gonna say bad news, but it's not the best of good energy. Uh, I do have best friends and things like that. The females that I hang around with, they're awesome. Um, but I also have exes that hang around me, and it's kind of weird because it's like they're exes, and every now and then it gets confusing because it's like are you trying to be with me or there's one ex that I wish I could have been with, but whatever. But it's like the energy is kind of off. I don't think I feel like that person's really not into me. You're showing me enough to confuse me. So I'm not with that confusing energy. I'm not with that. Um, I just feel like I'm around some idiots. I'm around some people that's like, why are you here? I don't understand why you're here. Um, and that's I feel like I need to change that because it's toxic, and like I said, it's very confusing. My next topic on this is what my issues is. I have issues. I will explain that. I'm a person that's very impatient for one thing. And I've seen where impatience has caused issues in my life. Um, it has broken up relationships because it's like, I like attention. Another thing, and with that comes patience, because it's like, if a person's not ready to give me what I need or whatever, and I'm ready to give them what I want from them, and it's not reciprocated or whatever, it I kind of get in my feelings and things like that. Um, yeah, that's just who I am. That's my reality. I get to my feelings about things or whatever, and that's maturity, right? I'm acknowledging my flaws. I'm acknowledging my flaws. Ooh, it's hot in here. Um, that's maturity. Acknowledging my flaws. I think if I can change the patient thing or whatever, and what they say, uh, patience is a virtue. I think that would kind of fix issues that I would have, that I have going forward and moving towards a relationship and like that or whatever. But I'm like this, baby. I've always said this. When you're single, I get it. You're single or whatever. You do single things or whatever. But when you meet somebody, all that should change. All that should change. You should never be in a relationship with question marks, feeling like, is this person really into me? You know, and I don't know how to put well spent time. I don't know how to put that in a perspective of how much time do you have to spend with a person. I don't know how to put that in perspective. I don't know how to explain it to y'all. But I'm like this when it comes to that. As far as phone calls and things like that. I'm expecting a phone call in the morning. Good morning. I'm expecting a text message throughout the day, and then maybe around noon I hear from you, depending on your work schedule or whatever. And of course, before you go to bed, baby, good night. Good night. Call me on the phone. You know what I'm saying? And days that you're off from work, I feel like if not all the day, spend some of that day with me. I shouldn't have to beg you. And even when it comes to sexual intercourse, baby, I shouldn't have to beg you. That's another thing. That's another thing I've dealt with somebody. I'm not gonna call no names. I'm not gonna put nobody out there, but I should never have to beg you for sex. Should never have to beg you for that. That should be a given. You know what I'm saying? That should be a given. Because I'm like this, if I'm here, we're in a relationship. Uh, if I'm here, that means you're no longer in the dating status. You shouldn't have to go out there and look for nothing, because a lot of times when you're single, you're on dating apps, and honey, you get those feeding moments for sex or whatever. So when you're in a relationship, I think you should do it as many times as you want to do it. But I've actually been in a relationship to where I felt like the person wasn't attracted to me. That's why we wasn't having sex like that. But my point is, if that was the case, honey, let me know. But I didn't get it because we would go out and I felt like I was a trophy. Like, you would take me out. Because, baby, when I put it on, I'm well enough to go out. I'm beautiful enough to go out. But when it comes to the bedroom, it's like, what am I here for? What are you here for? Yeah. Okay. Moving on. What have I experienced and haven't gotten a chance to do? So my experiences with relationships or whatever, I kind of gradually went over that. Of course, a little rocky. I ain't gonna say it's a little rocky. Um, I think also when I'm in a relationship, communication is off. I feel I know how to communicate, but when a person is not able to communicate with me, it pisses me off, because I'm like, we grown. We should be able to come to each other and have a conversation. If there's an issue at hand or whatever, we should be able to come to each other and have a conversation. That's what grown people do. We're not kids. We're not kids. I think we should be able to come and have a grown person's conversation. Yeah. And there should be no limits to what we talk about. If we're dating, we're in a relationship, there should be no limits to what we're talking about. There should not be no uncomfortable conversations because guess what? We decided to be together. So there should be no limits on that. And another thing, I also have been running into people that don't fucking want to work. Excuse my language. That don't want to work. Don't want to work. Don't want to do nothing. And because of my occupation, I feel like they feel like I should be able to take care of them because my occupation. But my thing is, baby, I have bills now. If if you the type of dude that's you do things for me, I do things for you. But if you're coming empty handed, baby, you coming to the table empty handed, and you have absolutely nothing, I'm not gonna put out because you're not putting out. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you the wrong impression that I'm a sugar daddy or whatever you want to call it, sugar mama. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you that impression. So my thing is, when it comes to relationship, I think it's 50-50. And I would say 100 and 100. You put 100% in, I put 100% in, and it can work. It can definitely work. I need somebody that's on board 100%. 100%. Don't come half stepping. Who has time for that? Who has time for that? And then on top of that, maturity. It's needed. Maturity. Maturity. I don't want to feel like I'm babysitting no kid, no child. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. What I want and expect. What I want and expect. I want a loyal person. I want somebody that's into me and not just telling me that they're into me. I don't see no action, no efforts, or nothing like that. Um, I want somebody that know how to communicate well. Um, as I said, that's part of a relationship. That's the biggest part of a relationship. Communicating, being able to talk about any and everything, like I said earlier, any and everything. If there's an issue at hand, we need to be able to bring it to the forefront and try to find out a solution, compromise. You know what I'm saying? Um, I can't be in an antisocial relationship, not knowing what's going on, always at surprise. Like, okay, I didn't know you was going. I didn't know you was. I don't like surprises like that, baby. Have a seat, talk to me. What's going on? Because that's another issue with me. I worry a lot. If I'm not getting, if I'm getting a bad vibe in no conversation, it's gonna make me worry because I'm like, what's going on? Especially if you've been in a relationship and this person ain't really talking to you. They got that, what you call that, when they catch an attitude, they're mad or whatever. They don't want to talk about it. I don't know what you call it, but anyway, it is what it is. They're mad about something. They don't want to talk about it. They either leave and take a ride or in the house and it's very hostile. Don't want to talk to you. I don't like shit like that. I don't, because it's toxic, and Lord knows I have been in some toxic relationships. Child, there was one scenario where I end up with this person. Again, I'm not gonna call no names, and they were staying with me, and they was considered to be diagnosed with bipolar, and I would know. I didn't understand it because I was like, when we say bipolar, a lot of times we be playing like, oh, I'm bipolar. I be mad one moment, but we didn't. I didn't take it serious with him because I'm like, I feel like I'm bipolar, but it's not that extreme to where it's like you find every little thing to argue about. You're good 1 minute, and you can find something so small to argue about, and it you flip the script. And honey, I end up going. This was last year. I end up going to jail in September because me and this guy kept getting into it or whatever, and it was the final draw for me because I'm like, What you're not gonna do is argue with me in my house, make me feel uncomfortable in my house, and you still here. Understand that your living situation was kind of messed up. On behalf of you coming here, so we're not gonna do that. And I end up putting this person out. I'm leaving out a whole lot of details, but I'm just going to briefly tell you what happened. I ended up putting this person out, and because they didn't have nowhere to go or wherever they was trying to go, it was hectic to get there too. I'm sure they knew about the person's attitude, probably why it was so hard for that person to go where they needed to go. But I got the police called on me or whatever because you wanted to make me feel uncomfortable because I made you feel uncomfortable in that moment. And it was an uncomfortable position because you're outside of my house. I put you out. Whoever was supposed to be coming to get you hadn't came and got you yet. You was outside for a minute. You called the police and told them I threatened to and pulled a gun out of you, which that never happened. It never happened or whatever. Because I'm like this, baby. If I was threatened to the point where I have to pull out a gun, I would have used it. I would have used it. I'm not going to take out my gun and flash it before you for show and tell or showcase. No, baby, if I pull it out, I'm definitely going to use it. Just point blank. Point blank. So, yeah, with that, yeah. So, I've been in toxic relationships. I haven't got a chance to be romantic with nobody. I don't feel like I met the right person. There's plenty of times I thought, I was going to be with, people with the prior relationships or situationships. Thought I was going to be with those people for a minute. It felt right at the time. It did. It felt like this could be something. This could be long term or whatever. But of course, relationship has problems. Situationships have problems. I call situationships because it's just for the moment. It's a situation. I can't really call my prior engagements relationships because again, it was a situation in the moment. And if it was a relationship, I think we would still be together. You might have a different opinion, but yeah, it was a relationship at the time. But when I look at it and how it ended so quickly, I say situationship. It was a situation, and it was for a moment. Uh, but yeah, I really haven't experienced to the romance. I believe in the rose petals when you first come to the door, and I believe in running your bath water, and cooking you dinner. When you come in, I believe in those things, making you feel love, appreciated and stuff like that. That's me. I want to experience those things. But I wanted to be with the right person. I wanted to be with somebody that will appreciate it and in return they will love me just as hard as I love them. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a mutual thing for me. It has to be mutual, definitely. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm guessing, your love, questioning your love and stuff like that. Um, I really can't. I'm not gonna just talk all bad about the people I dated. There were some special moments, and as my friend Toya would say, it was a beautiful love story. You had some special moments in the time y'all was together, and that I do cherish, and that's what also makes it hard for me to let a person go because I think about those moments or whatever. I think about those moments, and it's like I felt the love there. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think the individual think about those moments to where you want to fight for the relationship. You know what I'm saying? I think if we think about those moments or whatever, it will make you want to fight to keep that and have more of those. Okay. Um, Am I done with that question? I might come back to it. But next question is my maturity and mindset. I'm in the process of maturing. I feel it, and I think that just comes with age. Um, when it comes to dating or whatever, that is slowly changing because 37 years on this earth, and I was in the clubs at 21. And from 21 to now, seeing how time has changed in so many ways and how time has also stayed the same in so many ways when it comes to dating, of course, it's the same type of behaviors from guys. Nobody wants anything serious. I come to a place where I have to think more about me and my success. I have a good paying job. I have a nice apartment. I don't want to bring nobody that's not worthy in my house. And when it comes back to the surroundings thing, the atmosphere, I want to have the right people around me. The right people. Because I feel like if I have the wrong people around me, it's gonna stop me from progressing. It's gonna stop me from being prosperous. It's gonna, it's gonna limit me from going where I want to go, where I need to go. So with that said, I feel like I'm maturing because I have those things in my head that I think about. I feel like I'm maturing in those ways or whatever. And don't get me wrong, I slip up and I'm like, shit. I slip up and be like, okay, I want a little ratchet. I want a little ratchet that's going on. But I can't dwell in that, and I have to understand the importance of me maturing and coming from that. Oh, my nose is stopping up. Maturing and coming out of that because it's not good. It's toxic. It's not. That kind of behavior will lead you to nowhere. And you just can't dwell in that kind of stuff. You can't. My mindset, yes, it's definitely changing. Um, it's to I went out to the club this past weekend, and y'all, it's like I looked around and everything hasn't changed when it comes to that. I get these stares and things like this that like somebody might want to holler at me, but they're too scared. They're not progressive in that area, and that's fine. I'm not either. I'm not the person that's gonna come up and be the first one to talk to you and be like, hey, how you doing? Da, 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 da. I'm never the first one to do that, but I'm just hoping that I find somebody that's on the real, 100%. Um, that's aggressive in that area. Can I say aggressive? Is that the word I need to use? That's I'm not gonna say aggressive. I need somebody that knows what they want, like that. Knows what they want, demands what they want in a respectful way, and show me something different. I'm tired of the same ass experiences. You know what I'm saying? You coming to me, you don't want nothing, you're not bringing nothing to the table or whatever. I want somebody that's coming and looking long term, looking for long term and not short term. Longevity. Um, yeah, just show me something different. Even when it comes to these apps, everybody just on there for sex. Show me something different. I want to know when you come to me. I know I'm not going to know offhand, but when you come to me, I need to see an aura about you that's saying, I'm different from the last niggas that you done dealt with. I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. I want to see that. I want to see that in your stand, your walk. I want to see the confidence. I want to see all of that. Yeah, and it's just too many bad apples out here, baby. You don't. And it's kind of. It's been scary. It's been scary, and I'm gonna tell you something. the risk when it comes to dating is high. Because first of all, I'm a type of person, I don't want you wasting my time. I don't want you wasting my time. You know what I'm saying? I believe within the first few conversations, I will know if you own that BS. Sometimes I can see a nigga coming half a mile away, and I know you ain't right for me. You know what I'm saying? Just your walk, just your aura. No, I just want something different, y'all. My cousin told me I might have to go ahead and leave the state. I might find mine in a whole nother country, state, or whatever. And that might be so, but it's up to me to just get up from this area and move. And this year I did say that I was going to start flying by myself, uh, just going places, enjoying myself. My cousin said start dating, but it's hard for me to date. That's another thing. It is so hard for me to date because I tried that. And dating is, talk to this person, multiple people. But it's so hard because I get attached. Oh my God, that is a weakness for me. I will get attached, especially if you find light bright. I like me a light bright, light up nigga. Light bright and fine, honey. You better not come with no dreads, because baby, you're gonna rock my mind. I'm gonna lose my mind. But yeah, I just yeah. I just want somebody to come the right way, So, like I said, I don't have time for the BS, and this is my reality. This is my reality or whatever. Of course, I need to work on myself. Um, certain things I need to work on. Of course, my attitude. I catch an attitude because I'm very impatient. When things ain't going my way, yes, child, I would catch a good old nasty attitude, honey. And that I can work on. But I think my biggest issue is how can I say this? If I got a person that I see is making an effort to make things work and is willing to have conversations, is willing to understand me, and that's when I can jump in and be sensitive to his feelings, sensitive to what he wants, his needs, because he's sensitive to mine. It's all about compromising and understanding each other, being together, what it takes to be together. What does it take to be together between you and that person? And yes, you do have to lower. What is that? It's not. I ain't gonna say lower your standards. You do have to fall back on some of the things that you're used to, as far as being single and not strong minded, but what is the word? Selfish. I'll say selfish. Because sometimes in your mind you can be like, "Oh, I ain't doing that for that nigga. I'm not no weak." And it's not about being weak. It's like if when it comes to two people, you have to understand you have differences, and I'm learning that you have differences. You're gonna bump heads and things like that, but it's what's most important is coming to a solution, coming together and coming to a solution, trying to make it work, and not being selfish. Because at the end of the day, love wins. If it's real love, you should allow it to win, honey. Let some guards down, some reasonable guards. I'm not saying be a fool behind a nigga, but let some guards down. You know what I'm saying? Some things you might have said, well, I'll never let a nigga do this or whatever. And I'm going to speak on just like, your feelings. Oh, I ain't going to never let no nigga just overtake me and hurt my feelings. And, you got this aura up, like you got this wall up, like, nigga, you can't break these barriers. And at first, yeah, I understand keep it up because you don't know what you're running into. But at the end of the day, y'all spending time has passed, y'all still together. You see him making an effort to make things work. You making an effort to make things work. Y'all working together, baby. Let them fall. Let them fall. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna go. How much time? And y'all can leave this in the comment. how much time should you put on a relationship before you can say y'all are monogamous? Um, I don't think there's really a time. I because honestly, my opinion and my personal experience or whatever, and it can be it can be a downfall as well because it's about consistency. And my sister said something about consistency. A person can also be consistent in doing the opposite of showing you attention, just doing wrong, just always being consistent in doing wrong. Because you have to be careful what you ask for. You want a nigga that, how she said, you want a nigga that works, but he show you, a fair enough attention, or you want a nigga that sits on the couch and do nothing to show you all that attention. Think about it. A nigga that works, he show you just, I ain't gonna say, the bare minimum, but it's not as where you feel like, it should be, right? It's not that. Or do you want a nigga that doesn't work, sits on the couch all day, and he's consistent like that by showing you too much attention? That was a good question. That was a good question. But anyway, we have come to the end of the show, and I want to thank you guys that have stayed and watched. There's gonna be more videos like this or whatever, and hopefully I can get someone on soon. We have to work around people's schedule, honey. People's schedules and stuff like that. So, but yeah, thank you for watching Reality Check. Make sure you guys again go to the YouTube page and make sure you guys like, comment, and please subscribe. There is a notification button right beside subscribe. I think it's a little bell or whatever. Make sure you click that. So therefore, when I pop up, it'll pop up on your phone, your computer, your iPad, or whatever. Okay. So that comes to the end of the show. Once again, I am your boy, the one and only, the original, cannot be duplicated. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful Sunday. All right. Smooches, and I love y'all forever. Love y'all forever. Love y'all forever. Oh, yes. Bye.
You are now watching a Lamar's Entertainment production. You are now watching a Lamar's Entertainment production.